Psalms 74. Understanding for Asaph. O God, why hast thou cast us off unto the end? Why is thou wrath kindled against the sheep of thy pasture? Remember thy congregation, which thou hast possessed from the beginning, the scepter of thy inheritance, which thou hast redeemed, Mount Sion, which thou hast dwelt. Lift up thy hands against their pride unto the end. See what things the enemy hath done wickedly in the sanctuary. Now get this next verse, verse 4, I'm sorry. And they that hate thee have made their boast. In the midst of the solemnity, I looked that word up. Solemnity was another word for state. So in the midst of thy state, or solemnity, I forget the other definitions, they have set up their ensigns for signs. Now I looked that up too, and then get this, ensigns, it can mean flags. So they've set up their flags, and they know not both in the going out and on the high tops. So my question was, if it's stating in a way that's not really clear that they've put their flags on top of everything where the sanctuary or Sion is, and when you come out of your buildings or your homes or whatever, you're going to see the flags. Because I'm sorry, that almost reminds me of nearly all of the United States, how they have to have their, everyone thinks they got to fly the United States flag and the maritime flag, right? Everyone wants to have that flag outside their doors, drive through Maryland, right? And some parts of Virginia and Pennsylvania. I'm just saying, I was just curious. And here, this is another one, 5. And they, 5. And they know not, we read the going out on tops. As the end of it, right? As with axes and a wood of trees. So I'll read 5 again, just so it doesn't sound confusing. And they know not both in the going out and on the top, the highest tops, as the axe in the woods of trees. They have cut down at once the gates thereof with axe and hatchets. They have brought it down. Now, I'm just trying to figure that out. My mind's trying to figure that out. The gates, are they the entrance to a forest, to the woods? Because, are we talking like Idaho, and all the logging they do there, or Montana, and the cedar trees of Montana, or Washington State? I know they log everywhere, but I was just, that's what came to my mind immediately. Because are we talking about an actual sanctuary's gate they took down with a hatchet and an axe? Or are we talking about trees? And the trees being the gate, the entrance to a forest. And maybe I'm watching too much Sherwood Forest and movies like that, but I'm just saying, like, it was the first thing that came to mind. And they have set fire to thy sanctuary. They have defiled the dwelling place of thy name, on earth. They have said in their heart, the whole kindred of them together, let us abolish all the feast days of God from the land. Now, come on. What other land can we think of? Seriously, what other land can we think of where the feast days of the Most High are not practiced? Instead, we have Easter, we have Christmas, you get the whole list, Halloween, all that, right? But the moment you try to you observe the Passover, you're accused of being involved in voodoo, witchcraft, things of that nature. Who kills a goat? Jesus said you don't have to do that no more. Right? I mean, come on. Do they say the same thing as the people over in Palestine when they have their Passovers? Is the same thing said to them? And I don't know, I'm asking, is it said in Italy if they observe the Passover? Or do they always keep the days of the Most High in his festivals? It's just right here. They plan to abolish them. And here's why. 6, our signs have not been seen. And I get this, people get on to me about this because then they throw Leviticus back in my face. But, I'm looking, when I work at night, I see the stars all the time, right? When I'm walking from one building to another. And there's all these signs that you can make out, and then other ones, you don't know what you're looking at. And it's like, what is that? With all these star clusters, they can only give you a few. Oh, you see the sign of Capricorn right now. Oh, you see the summer triangle. Well, what about these other stars over here? Why isn't can't anybody tell me what these signs are? What's the importance of these? Our signs have not been seen. There is no prophet, and he will know us no more. How long, O God, shall the enemies reproach? Pause for a moment. Is the adversary to provoke thy name forever? Why dost thou turn away thy hand and thy right hand out of the midst of thy bosom forever? But God is our King before ages. He hath brought salvation in the midst of the earth, that by thy strength didst make the seas form. Thou didst crush the heads of the dragons in the water. It's more than one, right? Who knew that was there? Psalms 74 and 13. Thou hast broken the heads of the dragon. Thou hast given him to be meat for the people of Ethiopians. Thou didst break up the foundations and the torrents. Thou hast dried up the Ethan's rivers. That was 15. Thine is the day and thine is the night. Thou hast made the morning light and the sun. I think that's interesting. Morning light and the sun. Thou hast made all the borders of the earth. The summer and the spring were formed by thee. What about winter and fall? And I'm not mocking, I'm saying there's a question, why did they leave those out? Remember this, the enemy hath reproached the Lord, and a foolish people have provoked thy name. Remember, I will put Deuteronomy 28, I will put a foolish people over thee, and they will make you mad from the going up of the sun to the going down. Deliver not up to beasts the souls that confess to thee. And that's that whole Catholic Church thing, right? Confess to the church father. Well, the only one you're supposed to confess to is the Most High, not Jesus, not no church father, not no one, Most High. But you see what they've done. And forgive not to the ends the souls of thy poor. See, and that right there always makes me, think back to Deuteronomy 28, and then think about the people claiming to be Jews today. And I'm not saying they're all rich. Don't give me that. I'm saying, look at the conditions our people are in. If you don't know, because for some reason, go to Louisiana. Go to New Orleans. Go to Rochester, New York. I mean, you all know places. I mean, Orlando, Florida, right? I mean, you all know places that the worst living conditions, you would think it's a third world country already, which it probably is, but it has nothing on places in China and in Africa or in South and Central America. And our people live like that. And it's a way of life, because what's changed? Who's made changes? No matter who the politicians are, the conditions never change. And they're always looked upon at these parts as being the problem. And here in this Psalms it's saying, when will this stuff stop? When will the poorest souls among us be freed from this condition? In this state. Have regard to thy covenant, for they that are the obscured of the earth have been filled with the dwellings of iniquity. Let not the humble be turned away with confusion. The poor and the needy shall praise thy name. Arise, O God, judge thy own cause. Remember thy reproaches, with which the foolish man hath reproached thee all the day. Forget not the voice of thy enemies, the pride of them that hate thee. Ascendeth continually. I know I read that boring, but that was a pretty good psalm. Psalm 74.